Hi everyone, it's Kate Marshall from Inked Paper Art, and I'm here today with a journal flip through, actually 3 journal flip throughs. So these were made from an antique grandmother's flower garden quilt. It's a very old, over 100-year-old hand sewn pieced quilt, and I cut it up and made journal kits last year in 2024. These journals are made from those kits. I don't have kits available anymore. But I believe 2 of these journals might be available. If you're interested in purchasing a journal from me, watch the flip through video and then choose which one you want and send me a text message. The information, my text, phone number, everything is in the description box below the video. So let's go ahead and get started with the flip through. There are 3. There is a large journal, there is a medium journal, and there is a small journal. And they are all 3 from the same quilt. They all have different decorations on them, and they're super chunky fat journals. They are one signature. However, these easily could have been divided into 3 to 5 signatures because there's so many pages in them. So let's go ahead and get started through them. I think I'm going to start with the large one and work my way to the smaller one. So this is the front. I've just done a little collaged journal topper here. You can see that I've tucked some antique feed sack yo-yos back there, some doilies. There's some cut pieces of embroidery. There's a basket down here. There's some cut pieces of crochet. There's lovely crochet lace popping out the bottoms of them. The closure is an eyelet closure with long seam binding. I've wrapped that doily around the back. This is the old quilt, and just a little embellishing back here at the bottom to keep that flowing nicely. And so we're going to go inside. I like to do a double seam binding closure there. There we go. And so in these journals, all 3 are similar but very different. And so this is the largest of the 3. You have a very large pocket in here which has some little embroidery work, a little ruffled thing here. This is from an antique table linen. It's a nice wide pocket where you can stick like pens, markers, all your junk journal supplies can really fit in here. Like, it opens up big. And because there is a topper on this, it does give it some structure instead of just having that floppy quilt, but it's just the perfect amount of structure and softness. So there's that. We open up to an antique greeting card that I've just done some embellishing on. And then on the inside of that greeting card, it has a little flip up journal spot in there. And then we have some beautiful paper. And this was done spring 2024. And this was from a journal kit that I made, and I make monthly journal kits, and you can have all the supplies to make the journals along with me. These are just ones that I needed to finish up, and so I've done that now. And so this is one of those little pockets that you fold up into the little sections, and I've just made various different pieces of ephemera to put in there. And so there's that little music page, and I like to do it where it kind of waterfall flows from, the front to the back there. And then we've got this beautiful page, some lace on the edge of it. There's a lot of pages on these, so I will try to move a little bit faster through the journal. You've got lots and lots of pieces of ephemera. Like, every pocket in here has ephemera in it. This is a little matchbook, if I can get it open, little matchbook notebook with little pages inside of it that you can journal on. And it's made from antique check, right? And that just sits right in there. We've got some ledger page here. This is a scrappy notepad. So, there is a ton of pieces of handmade ephemera in all of my journals, as well as I always put antique original French documents in them. So there's that. Here's a triple belly band, and you've got a big journal card, you've got a paint chip, you've got a little tag tucked in there, their belly band with little eyelets on it. So this is actually cabbage dyed paper with blueberry over the top, and there is a lace pattern to it, very faint but there. Beautiful. Some of you guys will remember me from Etsy. And so this paper clips right here. I need to grab a paper clip for that. But anyway, there's that paper clips right there. Some stenciling on this one. This is a flashcard I've done some embellishing on. And it's just housing a large piece of little folio from Antique French Ledger and a large tag, and that all tucks in there. So much ephemera in this guy. Honestly, you could probably take out ephemera and make 2 journals from each one of these. And lots of writing space. Again, this is cabbage dyed paper. There's a CD envelope here, and it opens up with a journal card down in there. And so this is just a really beautiful little color combination. Love that old photo. I've got a lovely large tag here. And this is a little cluster I've made with the little fairy wings. This is printed vellum. Sears catalog page, coffee dyed paper, or that's actually tea dyed. Little short pages. I like a mixture of sizes of pages. Such fun colors in this one. This is vintage recipe book page from the 50s. I loved how that went in here. Some journaling basics, as well as some more detailed pieces, large journal card, tags. There's multiple tags down in this one. And then I've just tucked in some antique ephemera. Love that pocket. This is avocado dyed paper. You've got some sewing magazine. This could be used as a little tuck right here too. Just beautiful. I love this journal, these 3 journals. And I've just done a little embellishment on the little doily there. Again, you've got little pockets all throughout here, and then you've got an envelope here that this guy goes inside of right there. Working our way backwards now. So this is an over the page little paper clip, and it doesn't have a paper clip in it. It is a paper clip made from paper, and you can just slide your little journal card up as a little tuck there. Super cute. And here, this is just a vintage postcard, and it could go under or over. For this one, I've just tucked it in that little eyelet tuck there. So if you get a wider eyelet like this that has a double scallop on it like this one, it makes a really great little tuck pocket there. Okay, avocado dyed again. We've got our little library card pocket, which is embellished. It's got the library card and a little game card in it. Super cute. There's nothing Easter in these, but it does have a few little bunnies for springtime. Again, this was a kit for spring 2024. Many of you will remember I like to include some vintage recipes. Who knows what the people kept in their journals, right? So those are there. And then just cute little flip outs that you could add or change or alter. There's a large tag in that one. Everything is so beautifully color coordinated. Love these journals. This is a little flip out book page, and it's got a large, beautiful, this is like antique wallpaper, embossed paper, German scrap, and that large tag just goes right down in the flip out, and that's made from some book pages right there. And then beautiful. We've got a little over the page thing here that again needs a paper clip. And there we go. It's a little seed packet is what it is. And so I figured a seed packet with this botanical paper is nice. You got your cabbage dyed paper. So in this journal, you have tea, cabbage, blueberry, all kinds of dyed papers in here, all natural dyed papers. There we go. There we go. Now the next 2 journals, I will go faster and less talkity, but I figured this is again a buttermilk pound cake recipe card, and it's vintage. I thought that was cute. And all the ephemera is movable. You can take it out and rearrange it and put it wherever you want. This is an actual vintage seed packet that I've just tucked in there next to this gardening page. And you could remove ephemera and put it into a different journal as well. There is certainly plenty of ephemera tucked in here. And so that's that. That's the end of the greeting card back there. And again, you have another large pocket. So that's the large journal. Let's go ahead and do a quick flip through of the other 2. This is the medium journal, and you'll notice I did the same vintage feed sack yo-yos. It has the embroidery in there. It's got all kinds of lace little doily bits. It's got a big flouncy pointed lace bottom, some doilies collaged over the back of it. And then we've got double seam binding, and go into the inside. And here I've just done a little piece of crochet edge doily that's been embroidered. It's got a large eyelet pocket. We open up, going in, all kinds of little ephemera. Seed packet again next to your botanical page. This is the little scrappy notepad, and it is removable on that one too. And then flip through. You've got your recipe cards, your vintage recipe paper. This has a big piece of French ledger back there, some tags. This is the vellum on this one. And that vellum is printed on a laser printer, so it is super durable. You could actually do mixed media over the top of it, and your ink won't run because it's laser printed. There's a large tag in there. And these big corner pockets are so easy to make, and you just decorate them with a large cluster. Super easy. All of the tags in here. You've got a wallpaper tag in there. Large tags and a French letter. A little flip out with a clip. There's a tuck here if you wish to put something in there. I mean, here is just a pile of things that I pinned in there. Extra ephemera. This is the little paper bag in the center, and there's little journaling cards. It's decorated with a cluster. I've hung a seed packet over it, and there is a little tag there that will eventually paperclip. Again there. Lots and lots of pieces in that one. And I never do the same pockets or the same journaling pieces. Every journal piece of ephemera is different. This is one of those belly bands. And again, it's just got all kinds of stuff tucked in it. There's that one. These were so much fun to make, and I am so looking forward to making the next journal kit. I'm coming out with a September junk journal kit right now, and it will have all the supplies to make one of these beautiful journals, not this exact one, but whatever theme that I've chosen for September. And that journal kit is sold during my live sales. You can buy the kit and make the journals right along with me, or you can just craft along with me with supplies you already have. You never have to buy the kits, right? And so that's kind of what's happening in September is I needed to finish a bunch of these journals so that I could come out with a new kit. Over the page, a little tuck there. And then we've got this super sweet little girl tag back there in the back and the paper doily. That was the medium one. I think the medium one, I know she is spoken for, but there is the large and the small one. And so here's the small one. And now again on the same scale, same quilt, same everything, you've got a big wide piece of this crocheted lace, the feed sack doilies, just a layered up kind of focal point there, little embellishing. And she has a pocket back here in the back so that you could stick additional ephemera. I figured I might as well make it a pocket, right? So there's that. Again with the seam binding closure. Open up to the inside. And again, because she has a piece here, you have some structure. It's not just completely floppy. This one has a lace pocket on the inside to keep all your markers, pens, everything. And we go into the journal right here. Such a beautiful beginning, in my opinion. And so we just flip through. This is an over the page piece, and it's got a tag tucked up underneath of it. There is a large piece of that French ledger in here, and then there's all kinds of tags and things in there. This one is the vellum. And so even though they are very similar, they are also very different. Nothing's in the same place. Nothing is the same piece of ephemera. It all is different. You could do like a total English tea here. I mean, I think that's cute, but... So many different ways that you could use this junk journal, and there are so many pieces of paper in this journal. You will be journaling in here for a long time if you desire. Lots and lots of places for journaling. Lots of pieces of ephemera. This is an embossed wallpaper, an embossed paper tag. And this is actually cabbage dyed paper. It is a light blue. It might look white on your camera, but it is a light blue. a French letter, a little tag in there, everything color coordinated. Lots of vintage papers, lots of antique pieces of ephemera. I love that. That actually is an Easter postcard. You can take it out if you want, but it is there. Again, little scrappy notepad here. A little recipe page. I don't know how many sides, I didn't count, but there is a lot of pieces of paper in here. A whole big bunch. One of the little lace tucks. We go into the center. And this one has a little album. So this envelope is sewn into the center. You'll slide some piece of ephemera in there. And then there is a little album that actually opens up on the back of this envelope. And in the little album, there's actually a bunch of papers that you can journal on. It's a little album in there. And this tag right there. I mean, I love these journals. It's hard for me not to just keep one of every series that I make, right? It really is. I think you guys feel the same way after you guys complete journals, as they're so beautiful and you think about, oh, I could keep one, right? All right, so we're getting to the end of this one. Again, if you want to purchase one of these journals, I think there are 2 available at the time I filmed this flip through. All you need to do is look in the description box, follow the instructions, and send me a text message to claim a journal. Once you reach out to me, you will be placed in line. And then after we discuss the price and all of the payment details, you can purchase the journal if everything is agreed upon. And then I ship the journal to you. And then it's yours and you can play with it. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for watching the journal flip throughs. I've got one more series of flip throughs to film for you all. And then I will be back to making journals again. So these are the 3 women that made these quilts. That's what I envision in my head. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you guys again soon.